Hello there, I'm Joshua Lisec. This is Daily Persuasion, and today we are talking about snow woke, aka snow not white. I, of course, am the New York Times bestselling author and co-author, ghostwriter of 97 nonfiction books, and a certified hypnotist. Through these unique experiences, I teach you how to better influence the VIPs of your life and career, and of course, I do this by curating my own unique experiences. Snow woke, of course, is the worst performing, lowest rated, least profitable, all of those things that you don't want from an entertainment product. Um, Disney live action remake of an old cartoon or any previous Disney property ever. And of course, Rachel Zegler, if you're watching any of her content, is hilariously acting as if none of it's happening and it's the number one movie in the world. And she's posting to Instagram and elsewhere her successes. And it's so interesting to see a complete rejection of reality. And I'll often point out that a way to predict how the leftists, liberals, progressives, and other people on the left in your life, how they're going to react is it's as if they live in a reality-free zone and they invent their own facts. So, for example, it's not even two movies on one screen like Scott Adams always says. It's two totally different movies. One is the real movie, and one is they're vomiting in the alleyway behind the movie theater after having too much to drink at the dive bar behind the theater. So she says, number one movie in the world. One, you mean it has a 1-star rating. It's the lowest Disney movie, lowest worst rated Disney movie ever, right? A 1 out of 10 stars on IMDb. Number one movie in the world, meaning the number one worst performing Disney movie ever. So a totally different world, one that's entirely detached from reality. And in that post on Rachel Zegler's Instagram, what did she do? She turned off comments, right? So it's a way of, I don't like what I'm hearing. That's mean. So just turn it off. Just stop it, right? In that sort of reality, right there. Don't let any more come in. And you'll often notice this with liberals, leftists, progressives, Democrats, that when any types of new facts, data, or information is introduced into their world, they shut it off. Just stop it. So if there is someone you are attempting to persuade or otherwise influence who is on the left in your life or your career, marriage, family, in-laws, doesn't matter, neighbor even, introducing facts that do not fit their narrative and trying to pull a Ben Shapiro, facts don't make sure about your feelings, facts don't care about your feelings, facts don't care about your feelings. Any attempts of that are going to fall flat. They're not going to work because they live in a fact-free zone, in a reality-free bubble. And any facts that don't fit their narrative are the enemy and must be destroyed. Because their identity is not based on anything that's observable or objectively correct, it's a hyper-fragile identity. We have to be gentle with these people. We do. We can ask them questions. This is why I like the NLP techniques, the Neuro-Linguistic Programming techniques of Richard Bandler, which you try to find the deep structure of what someone is saying. The surface structure are their words. The deep structure is what are they actually saying, but they're not fully coming out and saying because of those words that they're using. Okay, so one might be, for example, a test of this one number one movie in the world. Number one movie by what metric? Wow, Snow White. The conservatives are just going crazy. Conservatives are boycotting. It's the number one movie in the world. Oh wow, accepting their any counterfacts, counter narrative facts have to be attacked because they're an existential threat to their reality, to their and their identity is their reality. I'm a good effing person, therefore I'm a liberal. Therefore I voted for Kamala. I'm a childless cat lady, therefore I'm a good effing person. Protect our democracy from the Musk coup. This is how these people think, right? They think in cliches. They're word cells, I like to say, which is word celibate. So simply ask them questions. Allow them to make themselves aware of the facts that they're missing. Number one movie, what about which metric? Well, all the metrics. So it's made the most money? Oh, I see here that actually number one was this other movie. So it was the most reviewed, right? Oh, well, you just simply ask questions. You do not need to introduce facts of your own. You can know what the facts are and then ask questions based on what those facts are. And this is key for attempting to persuade people who are not entirely in their right mind. They're not entirely all there. It is to ask leading questions. So you have to know the answer to the questions, but then you ask them as if you don't. And that will lead them. And there are people on the left who are persuadable. This is why you meet so many conservative men who have a formerly liberal wife who is now conservative. And it's usually because he correctly led her, right? Usually it's via questioning, gentle influence and persuasion over time. Why do you believe that? What caused you to believe that? Oh, how do you know that to be true? Wow, you must have really learned a lot about that. Where can I start learning about that too? Oh, how do you know that? Oh, wow. And using the Donald Trump, wow, really, wow, you're telling me that for the first time? Remember that meme that you've seen? Like, obviously, I think it was referring to former Supreme Court Justice, and formerly because she's passed away, Ruth Bader Ginsburg. I believe it was her passing that, Mr. President, did you hear that the Supreme Court Justice RBG passed away? And he goes, you've seen that meme, right? Wow, really? Wow, you're telling me this for the first time. That is the approach to communicating with liberals and leftists I'm more and more finding, because if you introduce facts that don't fit their narrative, they have to attack the facts like it's a nuclear weapon. They do, because their facts are an existential threat to their identity, because it instantly knocks out the entire house of cards that was built on sand. And when you do that, they're going to fight you so hard because you just destroyed their identity as a good effing person. So don't do that. Let them slowly, if there's enough there for you to work with, if there's enough there, you'll be able to work with it by asking those leading, wow, really, wow questions.